You're here for arraignment. At arraignment, I'm going to inform you of the charge or charges pending against you. I will then ask the state if there is an offer to resolve your case today. If you wish to accept that offer, you can do so by entering a plea of either guilty or no contest. Guilty means that you admit you committed the offense. No contest means you're not admitting or denying anything. You're simply saying it's in your best interest to accept the plea offer today. Of course, you don't have to accept any plea offers today. These are criminal charges and you do have rights. First amongst those rights is the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty. So you can maintain your innocence and we can move this case towards a trial. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. Even if you cannot afford a lawyer, if you ask for one, one can be appointed if you otherwise qualify. I will remind you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say is being recorded and may be used against you. All right. With that, NJC, good morning. Is there anyone who needs to be called out of order? All right. I do have a state attorney and a public defender present in the courtroom. Please announce your presence.
Michael Rosinka for the state, Your Honor.
I should probably say who should go first. All right, go ahead, Ms. Woodley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Justina Woodley from the Public Defender's Office. Good morning.
Good morning. And Mr. Rosinka?
Michael Rosinka for the state.
Very good. All right, and folks, I should mention I do have a public defender present here in the courtroom with me, so if you would like to speak with her, just let me know. All right, I've got Enrico Tyler Kidd, 20MM1198, who is currently represented by the Public Defender's Office.
Yes, Justina Woodley on behalf of Mr. Wilson. It looks like the information has been filed in this case due to another case where he entering a plea of not guilty and asking for this to be set on a pretrial date.
Okay, not guilty plea will be entered. We'll set it for pretrial on?
We have March 11th at 9 a.m.
All right, March 11th, 9 a.m. in front of Judge Provost.
Is there anything?
Oh, hold on. Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, I was supposed to resolve this case and get time served today, is what I was told.
Mr. Wilson.
I never pled not guilty, I pled no contest, and they said it was 30 days to 60 days time served. This is actually the 7th month on this misdemeanor. Actually 7 months literally. So I was supposed to have a plea today with time served, is what I was being told.
Your attorney has advised me to enter a plea of not guilty because of a felony case that you have.
Okay.
So I will convey that you want to do that with the misdemeanor, and then you can talk to Mr. Wilson about doing that. But I was going to ask you, is there an earlier date for the plea trial by any chance in February for Judge Provost?
Yeah.
The earlier.
March 11th.
He can't see you.
I was actually trying to find out on my new charges. So this right here, I got my vehicle, my children out there, and I have my house out there with all my belongings in there. March 11th is a little, that's kind of far.
Ms. Woodley, you're free if you need to move forward around the desk so they can see you on the camera, okay? You're not in view. Yes, ma'am.
As far as the earlier date that I have available is going to be February 4th at 9 a.m.
Can we do February 4th
Sure.
instead?
That's fine.
And then we can figure out what's going on here.
And of course, Ms. Woodley, obviously, if a negotiated plea is reached, you can always put this case on a 215 docket. Yes, ma'am. All right, sir. February 4th is your next court date.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right. Let's see. Walter Gramajo, 21 CT3. All right. Well, I'll come back to that. I don't, but it's okay. You can just tell me. Silvano Carrillo Leyva, 21 CT. All right. Can I have the list, please? All right.
Already up top that says NBC.
Oh, I see. All right, got it. All right, Artrey Owens, 21 MM32. Good morning, Mr. Owens. Sir, you're here for a charge of criminal mischief. It looks like an information has been filed. State, is there an offer in this case?
No, Your Honor, it has not been approved by the victim.
All right. Sir, would you like to have an attorney represent you? Mr. Owens, would you like to have a lawyer help you with your case? All right. Let me ask you a couple quick questions. Was everybody sworn?
Yes.
In this room, yes, sir.
All right. Sir, do you have enough money to hire a private attorney?
I don't know.
You don't know if you have enough money to hire a lawyer? All right. Do you have any money in the bank?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe.
All right. Do you own any cars or real estate?
No.
All right. Are you able to earn any money while you're in the jail?
No, sir.
All right. I do find this gentleman is provisionally qualified for the services of the public defender. Sir, I'm going to appoint the public defender at this time. All right. If this case is not resolved today, you'll need to fill out an application for the public defender to have her help you going forward. But right now you have a lawyer, okay, sir? All right. Ms. Woodley, this gentleman's been in custody since January 6th.
And I don't, this is just a second degree misdemeanor. I'm not sure why the state hasn't filed an information.
They did file an
Oh, they
information.
did? I guess that makes, well, it wouldn't have been sent to me.
I guess, Mr. Rosinko, here's my concern. The gentleman's already been in custody for almost a full month on a second degree misdemeanor, and there's no offer to resolve the case. Has the victim been contacted?
One moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
If I may talk.
Sure. So unfortunately, like I said, I don't have the opportunity to afford you a private conversation, but
No, that's okay. Mr. Owens, do you know what an open plea to the bench is? So, was that a no? You're being charged with a second degree misdemeanor. The maximum you're facing is 60 days in jail. You've already been in for, looks like at least half of the amount of time, around a month. One option for you, I'm not sure if we can do it today or next week. I'd have to ask for a hearing time. But one option is to ask the bench, the judge for your sentence. That would be giving up all your rights to a trial, giving up defenses and potential motions, and you'd be relying on asking the judge to, he can sentence you to time served or up to 60 days. So the risk is the judge gets to make the determination on your sentence. Is that something you want to consider doing without talking to an attorney before today? Because I know you haven't had a chance to discuss this in private.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, please.
Did you want to resolve it in a plea or go to trial and fight this case?
Resolved.
Okay, do you understand with criminal mischief, the state would have to prove, it would be their burden, they'd have to prove that you intentionally damaged property. So if there was an accident and you didn't intentionally defense for trial, you'd be giving up. So if there was any kind of accident, such as a mistake or you didn't mean to damage that property, that would be meant for trial. You give up that right by entering into a plea. Do you understand that? Do you have any other cases going on right now?
I can find that out for you.
I believe this is the only pending case
This is the only case?
that I see,
All right,
at least in Collier.
right. All right, so Mr. Rosinko, what efforts have been made to speak with the victim?
The only information I have here is a letter going out to the victim. I'm not aware of any attempts Mr. Robb had made to contact the victim, I don't see anything in the file at this time.
All right. So here's the thing. I just had a chance to read the probable cause affidavit. When I first read the information, the alleged victim seemed to be just a store, but the allegations are that the coffee pot that is alleged to have been smashed was done in the course of potentially assaulting somebody. So I do think it's important that the victim, is able to exercise their constitutional rights and be heard. Ms. Woodley, if you would like to enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client at this time, I also have some concerns that I think you or one of your colleagues needs to have a more in-depth conversation with this gentleman about his options. But given that this is a second-degree misdemeanor, this gentleman's already been in custody for half of the maximum sentence. I'm certain you will find a court willing to take this matter up quickly if you want to get this matter back before the court. And state will be incumbent upon you to make sure the victim's rights under the Florida Constitution are upheld. All right. What do you think, Ms. Woodley? Does that seem like a prudent course of action at this time?
It's just concerning on we're at arraignment, but no offer on a second.
I agree. But I also have some concerns that this gentleman needs a lengthier conversation with counsel prior to entering any kind of an open plea. I think you need to have a detailed conversation with him so he understands all of his rights. I'm not sure that you were able to do so in such a short time window through a television.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right. So,
The jail, can I ask you one?
yes, absolutely.
Can someone help him with the public defender application this morning?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you so much. So if you're gonna enter a plea of not guilty and put this on a pretrial date, I'm not sure of when.
Sure.
Is the judge proposed?
This is Judge Nicola, is what I've got.
This is with Judge Nicola, Your Honor. Again, the proposed court date is March 22nd.
That's too far
However,
out.
if you want it,
Yes, please. Because that will put him past the maximum sentence.
correct. Okay, 1 second. It would be a non-jury pretrial. I have February 15th at 10 a.m.
Perfect.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Risinga, please put a note in the file for your colleague that, I'm assuming the public defender's office is going to be wanting to move this quickly, so please make all reasonable efforts to reach out to the victim to get their input so their rights are upheld. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, I will let him know.
Thank you very much. All right, sir, your next court date is February 15th in front of Judge Nicola. You do have an attorney now who I imagine is going to come to see you and speak with you real soon, okay? All right, good luck, sir. All right. Let's see. Do I have Mr. Oh, I think we're addressed that.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I do apologize. I did just see that there was an issue with the victim being in custody. And I think that might have complicated Mr. Robb's getting in contact with him.
That would complicate things a little bit, yes.
I do apologize. I just was looking through and saw that. I apologize.
But nonetheless, I said, while it complicates things, it doesn't alleviate a victim's rights under the Constitution. Someone who is charged with a crime still has those rights. So
Yes,
it really
Your
doesn't change our circumstances.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're easier to find, that's true. Hopefully that gentleman has counsel and you might make arrangements to speak with him about this matter without going into any other matters as well.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. I can tell you, as a prosecutor, I had conversations with victims in jails before. It can be done. Just by all means, make sure their lawyer is present when you do it.
I just wanted to give you all the information. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. All right, Robert Hugh Levy, 21MM35. Mr. Levy there?
Interviews, Your Honor.
All right, let me take a look. Has an information been filed?
He has 3 cases and no information on either one of those cases, Your Honor.
3 cases on today's docket?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, there they are. All right, they're just, All right, it looks like he is represented by your office, Ms. Woodley. What would you like to do?
I do not believe, we represent him.
I have, he said no information's been filed?
Correct, that's what I have here.
All right, well, let me ask the state, actually. What do you intend to do? He applied on the 26th, Ms. Woodley,
Okay, you know what, this.
and the notice of appearance was filed yesterday.
Good, all right, my apologies.
All right, so I assume you're going to maintain a plea of not guilty since no information's been filed
I
yet.
can't do anything without any information, so at this time, if we can move this to another arraignment date, I don't see any.
State, you're asking for a continuance?
Unless they're just gonna drop the case right now.
What's it going to be? No cross or no info or continue?
If it's the two, it'll be a continue.
Right. How long are you asking for?
Um,
How about a week?
I'm sorry?
How about a week?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. We'll put this on next Friday. Yes, ma'am. February 5th at 9 o'clock for jail arraignment, please. All three cases.
Your Honor, the two other cases are assigned 21 mm 46 and 21 mm 69 to Judge Adams. And they need to be assigned to Judge Provost?
Not until you file an information.
Okay. All right.
There's no need to do that unless you're going to pursue the charges.
Okay. My apologies.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Not gonna lie, your list is confusing. All right, how about Joseph Mancha, 21 mm20. I didn't ask you to come. I got it. It's okay. I know this group, NJC. Hold on. I got it. All right. Very good. All right, this will go before Judge Crown. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
So you have an attorney present in the courtroom. She's entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf. We're going to set this for a pretrial in front of Judge Crown on.
Proposed court date would be March 25th at 9 a.m. Sooner we do have is February 18th at 9 a.m.
Let's do that, please.
Sorry, Your Honor, I just have to let you know.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. If these folks were not in custody, I would be fine with that date. But, you know, time is of the essence for these folks. All right, sir. February 18th will be your next court date in front of Judge Crown, okay?
Sir.
All right. We'll see you then. All right. Let's see. I have Jessica Ruth, is it pronounced Dable or Dabble, 21 mm47. Good morning, ma'am. How do you pronounce your last name?
Stable.
Dable. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're here for a charge of possession of paraphernalia, and information has been filed. I'm going to ask the state attorney what the offer is on your case, and we'll talk about your options, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Rosenko?
Thank you, Your Honor. The offer is adjudication, time served, court costs, and cost of prosecution.
All right. So, ma'am, you can accept that offer. You can reject that offer, but I would remind you have the right to have an attorney to speak with before you make that decision. What would you like to do?
Your Honor, I'd like to accept that offer.
All right, very well. Have you had a chance to read a plea form?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have any questions about that form before we get started?
No, Your Honor.
Were you present with everybody else when they raised their right hand to get sworn in?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. State, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, can I please get your full name and date of birth?
Yes, it's Jessica Ruth Stable, 9/16/1986.
You have been charged with possession of paraphernalia, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. Do you understand that the maximum is 1 year in county jail?
Yes, I do.
To that charge, how do you wish to plead?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you for just one moment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I apologize. Ms. Stable, do you have other cases pending?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, give me just one moment before we go any further. Give me just a second. All right, computer, this is not a good time for you to be slow. All right. All right. All right, ma'am. Do you have a lawyer on your other cases?
I just left the public defender's office.
Okay. Since you're hold on. Since you're going to be it looks like you're probably going to continue to be held on those other cases. And you're looking to get a public defender on those cases. Would you like them to represent you on this case as well before you decide to go forward with this case?
Yeah, I think that's the position. Your Honor.
All right. Do we have an application showing that she qualified? Yes, ma'am.
I don't see any applications in the court file.
All right. Did you fill out? You did fill out an application? When did you do that? It was a few minutes ago? All right. All right, so here's what I'd like to do, ma'am. Since, like I said, since you have a lawyer on your other cases, and sometimes these cases all tend to work together a little bit, I'd like to give you an opportunity to speak with a lawyer about this case as well before going forward with your case, if that's what you would like to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Woodley, I'm going to provisionally appoint you at this time with the expectation that that application will be approved. All right, so ma'am, I do have a public defender in the courtroom with me right now. She's now going to represent you, okay?
I can,
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I can see another, I can bring up another case that,
Mhm.
one with that, given that case, I would attempt to plead not guilty, it's on a available pre-trial date.
All right. All right, it looks like bond was revoked in 21 CF. I'm sorry, in a 19 CF case. As a result, I think, of this case, along with another one. And so, like I say, man, sometimes these cases sort of interact with one another. We're gonna enter a not guilty plea at this time.
Again, I'm sorry, the proposed court date is March 26th. The soonest pre-trial I have in front of Judge Crown would be February 18th at 9 a.m.
Let's do that, please.
It does look like original counsel.
Nonetheless, ma'am, if you want a lawyer helping you, we're gonna make that happen for you, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Your next court date will be February 18th at 9 o'clock, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care. All right. Let's see if I have anybody left. Do I have folks left at NJC? Who am I missing? How about Patrick Waffler? Patrick Logan Waffler, 21MM11.
Woodley, on behalf of Mr. Walker and 21MM11, information has been filed in this case. I don't have an offer.
Okay.
Mr. Cinco, do you know if there's an offer?
Mr. Rosenko, did you hear that?
An offer, my apologies. There is a victim in this case who was called on the 27th, but the attorney has not spoken to him yet.
All right. All right, so the state is not prepared to extend an offer at this time. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right.
I just want to put on the record if I can, most of my clients are out of jail or in a sickness paper bond, and an offer is very important.
I understand that. All right. So an information has been filed then. What would you like to do, Ms. Booker?
It has to enter a plea of not guilty, there's no offer.
Okay. All right, so we're entering a plea of not guilty at this time. I think, Ruby, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Give me the earliest date, please. And obviously, Mr. Rosinko, I will request once again the state make all reasonable efforts to reach out to the victim, because when the state extends a plea offer, it may give this person an opportunity to resolve their case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the soonest pretrial I have is February 4th at 9 a.m.
All right. February 4th, 9 a.m. in front of Judge Provost.
Mr. Rosinko, do you think you can have an offer by February 4th?
I can't guarantee when the attorney is going to contact the victim. I don't have that information at this time.
All right. The court is requesting the state make all reasonable efforts to comply with the constitutional rights of the victim, because at a certain point, Mr. Waffler needs to have an opportunity to resolve this case if he wishes. All right. All right, good luck, sir. We'll see you February 4th. See you next week, okay? All right. Arthur Toombs, 21MM148. Good morning, sir.
Tina Woodley on behalf of MS148. Information has been filed. I do not have an offer for this case. Mr. Rosinko, there been one since last, no?
Mr. Rosinko, is there an offer?
There is not an offer at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I guess we'll be entering a not guilty plea. The victim in this case is a police officer. It should be fairly easy to find.
I cannot make that determination at this time. There's extensive evidence that I would need to review, and I do not have one in the file at this moment.
Okay. All right. Not guilty plea is being entered. Next court date will be.
February 25th at 9 a.m.
That's the earliest court date.
Yeah.
All right, February 25th at 9 o'clock. So your lawyer came to see you, okay? All right. All right, I think that's it for NJC. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, NJC. We'll see you this afternoon.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
You have everyone, we'll need to speak to the English speaker first.
You're reaching out to Eduardo.
Hold on.
Can you guys hear us?
Markley, can you hear us? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ah,
Okay.
all right. Good morning.
Well, we have everybody raise their right hand this morning, please.
Levanten su mano derecha todos para que tomen el juramento, por favor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Juren o afirman que el testimonio van a continuación presenta la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad, ¿sí oye?
Thank you, everyone. Please have a seat.
Gracias a todos. Siéntense.
Good morning, everyone.
Buenos días a todos.
You're here for arraignment.
Se encuentran aquí para la lectura de sus cargos.
At arraignment, I'm going to inform you of the charge or charges pending against you.
Yo les informaré sobre el cargo, los cargos que se les han presentado.
Then, if the state has formally charged you,
Si la fiscalía los ha formalmente.
I'm going to ask, I'm sorry,
No, it's all right.
I'm going to ask them if there's a plea offer to resolve your case.
Yo preguntaré si existe una oferta para resolver tu caso.
You can then decide whether or not you want to accept that plea offer.
Entonces ustedes deciden si quieren aceptar o no tu oferta.
If you want to accept the plea offer, you can do so by saying guilty or no contest.
Si así lo desean, diciendo culpable o no lo discuto, pero guilty.
Guilty means you admit you committed the offense.
Culpable significa que ustedes admitieron el delito.
No contest means you're not admitting or denying anything.
No lo discuto significa que no están ni aceptando ni negando nada.
You're simply telling the court you think it's in your best interest to accept the offer and resolve your case today.
Simplemente le están diciendo al tribunal que ustedes quieren resolver su caso hoy, que esto es lo más conveniente.
Now, these are criminal charges, so of course you do have rights.
Como son cargos criminales, ustedes tienen derecho.
First among those rights is the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty.
Entre estos derechos se encuentra la presunción de inocencia a menos que se repita su culpabilidad.
And so you have the right to maintain your innocence and plead not guilty.
Tienen también derecho de parecer no culpables y mantener su inocencia.
And we will set this matter for a court date in the future.
Y pondríamos este caso para más adelante.
You have the right to have a lawyer represent you.
Tienen derecho a tener que un abogado los represente también.
Even if you have no money,
Aún no teniendo dinero,
a lawyer will be appointed if you ask.
un abogado se les nombraría si ustedes lo solicitan.
I will remind you, you have the right to remain silent.
Yo les quiero que pueden hacer silencio,
Everything you say is being recorded and may be used against you.
porque todo lo que ustedes digan se graba y se podría usar en su contra.
Let me start with Walter Gramajo.
Empecemos con Walter Gramajo,
This is 21 CT3.
21703.
Mr. Gramajo, you are represented by Mr. Zonas, is that correct?
Señor Gramajo, usted está representado por el señor Zonas, ¿correcto?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Are you more comfortable with English or Spanish, sir? Okay. All right. All right. So, sir, your attorney has already filed paperwork saying that he wishes for you to plead not guilty.
Ya su abogado entregó la documentación deseando que usted se declare no culpable.
So your next court date will be?
Entonces su próximo día en el tribunal será,
Please.
su próximo día en los tribunales será,
Although with this gentleman's case, it may not make quite as much of a difference. No, there's a pending felony and there's an IPO. So.
I have for March 15th at 9 a.m.
That's fine. All right, sir. Your next court date will be March 15th
marzo 15
at 9 o'clock
a las 9, su regreso a los tribunales
in front of Judge Provost, okay?
frente al juez Provost. ¿Está bien?
Está bien.
All right.
Yes.
Good luck to you, sir. Take care.
Buena suerte, señor. Cuídese. Sí.
All right. Silvano Maximino Carrillo Leyva,
Silvano Maximino Carrillo Leyva.
21 CT6.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
21706. Bueno,
Sir, you're here for a charge of DUI
usted está aquí por un cargo de manejar bajo efectos del alcohol
and driving without a license.
y manejando sin licencia de conducir.
The state has filed that information.
La fiscalía ha presentado la documentación.
Before I even put forward the offer, sir, would you like to have an attorney help you with your case?
¿A usted le gustaría tener un abogado que lo representara en su caso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. Are you going to hire a private attorney or would you like a public defender?
Te va a contratar un abogado privado y quisiera uno de oficio.
Privado, una pregunta. ¿Puedo investigar aún todavía si puedo agarrar un un privado?
Can I still find out if I can get a private attorney?
Yes.
Sí.
Do you think you have enough money to hire a private attorney?
Si usted cree que tiene suficiente dinero para contratar un abogado.
Y si no pudiera, aún puedo solicitar todavía el defender público.
If I cannot, will I still be able to hire a public defender?
Yes.
Sí.
Would you like to try to have the public defender appointed today?
Quisiera que un abogado de oficio lo representase hoy.
And you're free to hire a private attorney at any time.
Aún teniendo el abogado de oficio representándolo, podría tener un privado si usted quiere.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sir, you had filed an application previously for the public defender.
Usted anteriormente hizo una solicitud para un abogado de oficio.
And it was denied
Y lo negaron.
Because they said you have too much money.
Porque dice que usted tiene demasiado dinero.
But I think the reason why that was determined is because it says you have a take-home income of $800 a week.
Y era porque usted llevaba a casa, llevaba un cheque de $800 semanales.
Are you able to make that money while you're in the jail?
Cuando usted está en la cárcel, ahora en la cárcel, ¿usted hace el mismo dinero?
No, señor.
No, sir.
All right. So is your current income $0?
O sea, en este momento usted está ganando cero.
Pues, definitivamente, pues acá está.
Yes, because I'm here.
All right. Then based upon that amendment to the application, I do find that he's qualified for the services of the public defender.
Bien, haremos una enmienda y usted califica para un abogado de oficio.
I'm going to go for it, not provisionally, but actually appoint your office at this time. I would need an order, please.
Yo le voy a
Given that
nombrar
I've made that new finding off the application.
un abogado de oficio y necesitamos que se llene la documentación, está diciendo el abogado.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, Ms. Woodley, would you like to hear an offer from the state at this time?
If there's one first.
Okay.
Vamos a ver si existe una oferta. Si hay una, sí, me gustaría escucharla.
Mr. Racinko?
Yes, Your Honor, there is an offer. The count one, the offer is adjudication, $1,000 fine, 12 months probation, may early terminate at 9 months, 9-month driver's license suspension, DUI school, victim impact panel, substance abuse evaluation, file recommendation.
Hold on, too fast.
Oh.
You have an interpreter.
Yes. Bien, la oferta en este caso sería una condena que se le impondría. Tendría el señor $1,000 de multa, tendría 12 meses de libertad garantizada que podría terminar en 9, una vez que termine todas las condiciones que tenga, 9 meses de suspensión de la licencia para conducir. También tendría que cumplir todas las condiciones de personas que han manejado al respecto de la alcohol.
No alcohol.
No puede poseer ni tener alcohol.
50 community service hours, may buy out.
50 horas de servicio comunitario.
10-day vehicle impound.
10 días de inmovilización del vehículo.
6-month ignition interlock.
6 meses de aditamento para encendido del automóvil.
Court costs and cost of prosecution.
Tribunal y gasto de procesamiento.
To count 2, no valid driver's license.
Algodón manejando sin licencia de conducir.
It's adjudication
También se arriba una tendencia
and composite costs.
Sorry, that sound.
Composite costs.
Y gasto del tribunal que es importante. Completo.
All right. Ms. Woodley, what would you like to do?
Señorita Woodley, ¿qué le gustaría hacer a usted?
Mr. Leyva, after hearing the state's offer, what would you like to do? Would you like to resolve your case today, or would you like an opportunity to speak with an attorney in private?
Señor, espere. Señor, espere un momento, tengo que traducir lo que dice la abogada y después habla usted. I'm sorry. Just don't just wait for me.
All right. Try again.
After hearing the state's offer, it is mostly DUI minimum, I will tell you that, but you would be giving up the right to a trial. What would you like to do for today? You can accept the state's offer, or you can enter a plea of not guilty, and we can have time to discuss it at a later date.
Bueno, señor, después de escuchar la oferta que tiene, ¿qué le gustaría hacer a usted? Tiene toda la sanción que lleva lo mínimo de una persona que ha cometido este delito, pero puede también declararse no culpable, poner el caso para más adelante y poderlo analizar su caso como abogado. ¿Qué es lo que quisiera hacer usted al respecto? Aceptarlo, ir a juicio, decir que no y tratar de analizarlo como usted quiera hacer.
Le están dando la oferta de probatoria.
Do you have probation in my offer?
Yes.
Sí. Además,
Nada más tengo dos preguntas. Si acepto la oferta y me mandan a migración, no tengo problema durante el tiempo que esté detenido allá para regresar a hacer la probatoria.
I have a couple of questions. If I accept this sentence, if I take the plea, once I am sent to the immigration facility, will I be in trouble if I cannot come back to comply with the probation term?
So I think this is going to take a more in-depth conversation with your client. I think he has some very important questions that need answers.
Señorita Woodley, este caso va a tomar más tiempo y él necesita un análisis más profundo.
And I think you should be able to have this conversation in private.
Esa conversación debería ser en privado. Señorita Woodley.
All right, so here's what we're going to do, sir.
Señor, esto es lo que vamos a hacer.
We're going to, Ms. Willie, not guilty plea?
Yes.
Haremos una declaración de no culpable en su nombre.
All right, sir, this will give you time
Yeah,
to
that's
speak with your lawyer in private.
Para analizar con su abogado en privado.
You have some very important questions that you deserve answers for before you decide what to do.
Usted tiene preguntas muy importantes que necesitan una respuesta antes de que usted decida lo que va a hacer.
And I want to make sure you have all the information you need to make this decision for yourself, okay?
Yo quisiera que usted tuviese toda la información necesaria
So
antes de tomar una decisión.
the next court date will be
El próximo día en tribunal sería
The soonest court date I have, Your Honor, is gonna be February 11th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
If you need more time, we have, March 31st.
February 11th.
February 11th.
febrero 11 a las 9 de la mañana. Acá hay una alternativa también en marzo, pero el abogado dice no, febrero 11 está bien.
And sir, if you have a plea deal worked out before that date,
Ahora, señor, si ya usted tiene antes de esa fecha un arreglo negociado
there is a judge available every weekday to resolve cases,
para resolver casos, todos los días hay un juez disponible.
okay?
¿Está bien?
Okay.
All right, your lawyer will come see you.
El abogado sí vendrá a verlo.
¿Cómo?
El abogado vendrá a verlo.
Okay.
All right,
Ok,
thank you, sir.
gracias, señor.
All right. Grubil Giovanni Guzman,
Giovanni Guzmán,
21 CT7. Good morning, sir.
21CT07. Buenos días, señor.
Sir, you're here for a charge of DUI
Señor, usted se encuentra aquí por cometer el delito de manejar bajo efecto de alcohol
and driving with an expired license.
y manejando con una licencia vencida.
You have an attorney, Ms. Valerie Maurer.
Valerie Maurer es su abogado,
Is that correct?
¿correcto? Yes, that's correct.
All right, sir, she has filed paperwork
Ya ella presentó la documentación
telling the court that she's going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
expresando que ella se va a declarar en nombre suyo, no culpable.
So we will give you a new court date of
Te daremos un nuevo día en el tribunal,
April 24th at 9 a.m.
abril 24 a las 9 de la
April?
mañana.
I'm so sorry. I read Adams and April.
hold on.
February 24th at 9 a.m.
Perdón, abril 24 a las 9 de la mañana.
All right, February 24th at 9
Perdón,
o'clock.
febrero 24 a las 9 de la mañana. Febrero.
February. All right. We'll see you then, sir. Good luck to you.
Lo veo pronto, señor. Thank you.
And we're not going to hand him over to ICE.
No, no lo vamos a
No.
Oh, okay, no, I didn't get it.
That was supposed to be, that's an inside joke.
No, I was not going to say,
Okay.
I was going to say immigration.
I'll tell you that story at the end of this document. All right.
But I have to admit, you cut me off guard.
I did.
I was,
You just keep on going.
yes, exactly. That was not expected. That was.
All right. Jose Luis Cortez Laredo, 21
Luis
CT 14.
José Luis Cortés Loredo, 21 CT 0014.
All right. Good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
Sir, are you more comfortable with English or Spanish?
Spanish,
Okay. All right.
All right.
Sir, you're here for a charge of DUI
Usted está aquí por manejar bajo efectos del alcohol
and driving without a valid
y
license.
manejar sin licencia de conducir.
Before I ask the state for an offer in this case,
Antes de pedirle una oferta al fiscal, en este caso,
much like the previous gentleman, it looks like you had asked for a public defender,
lo más probable es que usted pida los servicios de un abogado de oficio, ¿verdad?
but it was determined that you did not qualify
Pero parece, se determinó que usted no calificaba,
because you make too much money.
porque usted gana demasiado dinero.
You would put on your application
Usted puso en su solicitud
that you make $900 a week.
que usted ganaba $900 a la semana.
So I guess my first question is, would you still like to have a public defender appointed to help you?
¿Le gustaría tener un abogado de oficio que lo ayudara, señor?
Sí.
Ya.
All right. Are you able to make that $900 a week while you're in the jail?
Estando en la cárcel, ¿usted es capaz de ganar esa cantidad de dinero?
No.
No.
Are you able to make any money while you're in the jail?
¿En la cárcel gana usted alguna cantidad de dinero?
No.
Nothing. No.
All right. Then based upon the amendment to the application, I do find that someone qualifies for the services of the public defender. I hereby appoint the public defender's office.
Califica para los servicios de un abogado de oficio y se lo estamos nombrando.
Then I will need an order.
Necesitamos una orden para ello.
And this I'm going to make you do it. All right. Sir, now that you have a lawyer,
Ahora ya tiene un abogado, señor.
I'm going to ask the state attorney to give us the plea offer in your case,
Le voy a decir al abogado que nos dé la oferta
and we'll move from there.
y de ahí vamos.
Mr. Cinco?
Thank you, Your Honor. For count one, the offer is adjudication, $750 fine, 12 months probation.
Bien, sería una condena, se le impondría una condena, iría su expediente, 12 meses de libertad supervisada, $750 de multa,
May early terminate at 9 months.
en 9 meses podría terminarlo,
12 months driver's license suspension,
12 meses de suspensión de la licencia para conducir,
DUI school,
escuela de personas que han manejado los efectos del alcohol,
substance abuse evaluation, follow recommendations, random testing,
evaluación de uso de sustancias, seguir recomendaciones con pruebas al azar,
10-day vehicle impound,
10 días de inmovilización del vehículo,
50 community service hours,
50 horas de servicio comunitario,
order and reserve restitution for a guardrail. I don't have a price at this time.
también el pago por restitución de la baranda dañada. No tengo el precio todavía cuánto valdría, pero se reserva lo que tendría que pagar.
Victim impact panel,
Un panel de víctimas que han sufrido accidentes por choferes ebrios,
court costs, and cost of prosecution.
el gasto de procesamiento.
For count two,
Para el cargo 2,
no valid driver's license.
manejando sin licencia de conducir,
The plea is adjudication, court costs, and cost of prosecution.
licencia de conducción, gasto del tribunal, gasto de procesamiento.
And that's all, Your Honor.
Eso es.
Ms. Woodley?
If I can, your plea is not guilty, and I should have it started early.
All right, I'll give you a chance to finish it.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I wasn't sure how you wanted to get rid of it.
The defendant's motion to appoint public defender is granted.
Okay.
I think that pretty much gets to the point.
La solicitud del detenido de tener abogado defensor público es aprobada.
All right. So, sir,
Señor,
Your lawyer is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you today,
Abogado, va a hacer una declaración de no culpable hoy
so you may have a chance to speak with her in private.
para que usted pueda hablar con ella en privado.
You'll have a chance to ask any questions that you wish.
Hacerle la pregunta que usted quiera.
Your lawyer will have a chance to go over all the evidence in the case with
El
you,
abogado tendrá la oportunidad de revisar todas las evidencias con usted
so you can make an informed decision
para
about
que,
how to proceed with your
para que
case.
usted tenga una decisión formal de cómo quiere proceder en este caso.
Okay?
¿Está bien?
Está bien.
That's fine.
All right.
Está bien.
So next court date will be
February 25th at 9 a.m.
Febrero 25 a las 9 de la mañana, su regreso a los tribunales.
all right. We'll see you then, sir.
Lo veo entonces, señor.
Thank you. All right.
Excellent. Thanks.
I think so. Yes, sir. Have a good one.
That was a good job.
Thank
You caught me.
I think I did. I'll see you this afternoon. Thank you.
Sabes.
All right. David Augustin, 21 MM36. All right. Good morning, Mr. Augustin.
Morning.
So your lawyer is here in the courtroom with me, and she just indicated that you're going to enter a plea to the charge of trespass.
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So, and this is, William Officer for David Augustin, 21 MM 36, and he's going to withdraw his previous plea of not guilty and enter the plea of no contest to the following agreed upon terms, for this first degree misdemeanor trespass, with adjudication of guilt, 20 days of jail, credit all time served today, and all court costs, which are court costs on the prosecution of public defender fees.
All right. Mr. Asinko, do you agree that those are the terms?
Your Honor, can I repeat what I have just because I had difficulty hearing?
Sure.
I have adjudication, time served, no trespass at 7-Eleven, court costs and cost of prosecution.
Time served located better.
All right. Sir, were you able to hear those terms and are you prepared to accept them at this time? All right. The state attorney is going to ask you a few questions. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, can I please get your full name and date of birth?
David Augustine, October 8, 1985.
Sir, you've been charged with trespass, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. Do you understand that the maximum charge for that, charge is 1 year in county jail?
Correct.
To that charge, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Do you understand the terms of the plea agreement?
Sir.
Have you read and signed a copy of the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand all of the rights on that form that you'll be giving up by entering this plea today?
Yes, I do.
Are you entering into this plea because you believe it's in your own best interests? Was that a yes, Your Honor?
Yes. He said yes. He said correct.
Thank you. Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No, sir.
Are you taking any medication?
No, sir.
Do you suffer from any mental illnesses?
No, sir.
Have you discussed the terms of this plea agreement and the rights you're giving up with your attorney?
Of course.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's advice?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, you may be subjected to removal or deportation as a result of this plea?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that if you are deported as a result of this case, it will not be the basis to withdraw this plea?
Correct.
Do you need any additional time to discuss any of this with counsel?
No, I do not.
Your Honor, the state tenders the plea.
All right. I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find that there is a sufficient factual basis in venue. I've considered the colloquy and find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entered. Therefore, I will accept the plea and impose sentence as follows. For the charge of trespass, adjudication of guilt, time served, $220 in court costs, $50 public defender application fee, $50 public defender fee, $50 cost of prosecution. No trespass at 7-Eleven. Did you want an address?
If there was an address to be provided, then I will accept it. No,
One moment, Your Honor, I have it. I just,
Right. At every 7-Eleven or just this one?
it's the 7-Eleven located at 105 Carver Street in Immokalee.
Okay. All right, so no return to that particular 7-Eleven, okay, sir?
Sir.
All right. Otherwise, 90 days to pay, please. Let's look at the address in, but everything else is correct as long as we get the address. All right, good luck to you, sir. Take care, all right? Oh, something funny happened at the SAO.
I don't know what's going on there. I'm missing out on something.
We're almost done, Mr. Singer. You can go join the party.
Oh, thank you.
.105 Carver Street in Immokalee?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, we're good. I'll do it. Yes. Good job. All right. And let's see. Last one. Yep. Or Mustafa Wardi 21MM38.
And this is gonna be a plea as well,
Okay,
but the only problem is, information files.
that is a problem. All right. Mr. Wardi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, your attorney is present in the court with me. There are 3 pending cases. There's a trespass, a possession of marijuana less than 20 grams, and resisting an officer without violence. Mr. Racinko, it looks like, I don't know if a plea offer was extended.
Your Honor, our case files were showing that it was that it was filed. Let me see if.
It may just be in the queue. All right, so you're saying information has been filed.
I have to check showcase that it's in there. It says it in our files. We filed on the trespass and the resisting, and there was no information on the possession of marijuana.
Okay. All right, so there's a plea offer to the trespass and the resisting. And,
Yes.
and your records indicate that information's been filed. It may just be, can you see if it's in the queue? Okay. Sir, we're dealing with a technicality, but an important one. I can't accept a plea to a charge that doesn't exist. The state has to formally charge you in order for you to plea to it. So we just want to make sure that that's done before we go forward, okay? So hang tight, please.
If it's not in showcase, I'm just checking. It could have been an error on our end.
But but a charging decision has been made with the state attorney's office. It's just a matter of getting the information into the court file.
Yes, Your Honor.
In the queue for case 21MM38.
All right, well, I can tell you upon representation by the state attorney that information will be in the court file today, yes?
Yes, Your Honor. I will have it filed today.
Then we can proceed. All right, so what are the terms of the plea?
So the trespass count 1, it would be guilt, time served, all 4 costs. Count 2 is now, it's be bond for marijuana, so that's no cost, or no information, I should say. For count 3, resisting without violence, adjudication of guilt is 6 months of probation, but shall terminate upon completion of the intervention course. And then 4 costs.
All right, is that correct, Mr. Racinko? Did you hear that?
I didn't. The only thing I didn't hear on the trespass was the no trespass at McDonald's. I could have just missed that.
I did not say that, and I apologize. No trespass at McDonald's. I do have an address, 2886 Tammy Andy Trail.
All right.
That's correct. And then on count 3, the resisting, I have may early terminate upon completion of anger management.
All right, well, Ms. Woodley has shall term.
You shall, because that's the offer I can pay for.
One moment. One moment, please.
Okay.
We can use the shall.
Okay.
Early terminate upon completion.
Very good. All right, Mr. Wardy, do you want to accept those terms?
No contest, Your Honor.
All right, very well. The state attorney is going to ask you a few questions, okay? All right, go ahead, Mr. Racinko.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, can I please get your full name and date of birth?
Mustafa Wardi, March 25, 1964.
Sir, you have been charged in count 1 with trespass, which is a first-degree misdemeanor, and in count 3, resisting arrest without violence, which is also a first-degree misdemeanor. Do you understand the maximum in jail for both of those charges is 1 year for each charge?
Yes, I do.
Was it charged as a second degree? Is it? Therein lies the problem with not having the information in the file.
I'm sorry, there was a discrepancy between how it's listed in our file and how it's listed in Showcase. Let me.
Was there probation on the trespass?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't think it really makes a difference.
It won't really make a difference for the trespass. It would make a huge difference, say, for the resisting, because if you're on probation, you need to know what the maximum exposure is on a violation. So is this being charged as a second or first degree?
Your Honor, I don't have a copy of the information in front of me.
Well,
I have in our files. It's.
And I just usually, I say if a charging decision is made, the prosecutor clicks the boxes and everything, it should indicate.
Yeah, and in our files it indicates it's a first degree misdemeanor.
Right, it's being charged as a first degree.
Mine is second.
That may have been how it was originally arrested, but the state attorney has the option of filing it as they see fit. So.
Either way, it's trying to serve this.
I understand, but we want to be clear for the record. So it's going to be, it's being charged as a first degree trespass. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what indicates now, but I don't have the information in front of me, the
okay.
actual paper information to see if there's change. But in our system, it's listed as a first degree misdemeanor. I'd have to investigate further.
Well, you don't need to investigate. If you're telling me that you believe it's going to be charged that way, then that's how it's going to be charged. Sir, once again, another technicality, but an important one. There's a big difference between a maximum exposure of 60 days in jail or 1 year in jail. I'm being told by the state attorney that this is charged as a first degree misdemeanor, which has a maximum exposure of 1 year in jail. Right? Your plea deal is time served on this case. But it's just important that you understand that distinction, and that is a maximum penalty that you could face in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. All right, please continue, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. To those charges, how do you wish to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Do you understand the terms of the plea agreement?
Yes. Yes.
Have you read and signed a copy of the plea form?
I read it. Signed.
Do you understand all the rights listed on that form that you'll be giving up by entering this plea today?
Yes, I do.
Are you entering into this plea because you believe it's in your own best interests?
Yes.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Are you taking any medication?
No.
Do you suffer from any mental illnesses?
No.
Have you discussed the terms of this plea agreement and the rights you're giving up with your attorney?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's advice?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, you may be subjected to removal or deportation as a result of this plea?
Yes.
Do you understand that if you are deported as a result of this case, it will not be a basis to withdraw this plea?
Yes.
Do you need any additional time to discuss any of this with counsel?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Thank you. Your Honor, the state tenders the plea.
All right, I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find that there is a sufficient factual basis and venue. I have considered the colloquy and find the plea to be freely, knowingly, and voluntarily entered. Therefore, I accept the plea and impose sentence as follows. Starting with the charge of trespass, adjudication of guilt, time served, no trespass at McDonald's at 2886 Tamiami Trail, $220 in court costs, $50 public defender application fee, $50 public defender fee, $50 cost of prosecution. Technically, count 2 is an O-info, not an old cost. Then count 3 for the charge of resisting an officer without violence, adjudication of guilt, 6 months probation. Special condition of probation is you must attend and successfully complete an anger management course. Once you do that, and as long as you haven't otherwise violated, probation will terminate automatically upon completion of that course. So the sooner you get that done, the better it is for you, sir, okay? Composite costs on count 3. 90 days. Is there any way to do the costs only on count 3 so he has the term of probation as opposed to just 90 days, or does it have to be applied to count 1? I'd rather give him the longest window of time.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
It'll be a side of the probation. All right, good. So as long as you get everything done, sir, including paying all your court costs and everything, you can get off probation, okay?
And just,
Okay.
Your Honor, just to, like on the record, because I did went ahead and amended to release the first degree misdemeanor. Is that what you wanted to reflect in the judgment?
Yes.
Okay, so I did go ahead and amend that to statute 810.082.
Very good.
Just to make sure.
All right. And then, sir, you'll need to report to probation upon release from custody. If you don't get out of the jail, until late this afternoon, hopefully it'll be faster than that, but if it doesn't happen before late this afternoon, you're in Immokalee, aren't you?
Yeah.
Must report to probation no later than 5 p.m. on February 1st, Monday, February 1st, because he won't have enough time to get all the way down here and report from Immokalee.
Okay.
So you have to come down to the courthouse in Naples, sir, and report to probation on Monday, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right.
No later than February 1st.
Yes, February 1st, 5 p.m. Perfect. All right, and we're good. All right, good luck to you, sir. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, IJC. And I think we are done.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll get those filed right away.
Please.
Thank you.
So let's go off the record for a moment. I'm gonna press the button, Bill.
Go ahead, sir, I don't care today.
So a couple things. Bill, I know it drives you crazy.